All right, hey, Facebook. Today, we are doing a dry run of our upcoming TV show, which is going to be broadcast weekly on the CW23. Most likely, it's looking like Friday mornings at 8:30. We'll keep people posted as we get closer. But we're going to walk through the steps of doing that. Got our board person, Carly, assisting today, and she'll be with us now as it's getting a little more complicated.
And a little more professional.
And a little more professional. Yes. We're in our temporary new studio to help get us as we get started here. So, Carly, I'm going to pass it back to you, and thanks everybody for watching. Are you thinking about buying or selling a house, or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwell, and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show, soon to be on TV on the CW23. Also, you can listen to us on AM 950 Sundays at noon. We are sponsored by Bricks Real Estate Network Title, Eric Bloomstrand and Chad Preby with Bell Bank Mortgage, Structure Tech Home Inspection, James Tolson with Country Financial, Cregan's Construction, and Gray Duck Home Staging and Design. Joe, did I say that right?
Yeah, Gray Duck Staging and Design. Staging and Design.
All right.
Awesome.
I just threw the home in there. Yes, a couple of guests with us today. Chad Preby, Bell Bank Mortgage. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Kirk.
Yep. And then Joe Schwartzbauer, Gray Duck Team, Bricks Real Estate.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you can check us out online anytime at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com, where you can find past shows, our weekly market updates, along with the latest and greatest home searching and researching tools, and all of our free publications. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that in just a second. If you have any questions for us, though, you can give us a call at 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to help answer any of your real estate questions or with your real estate needs. So talking about those publications, we are going to go through our Smart Home Buyer book today. This is a free publication anybody can get. You can get that again by going to TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. However, if that site's not up, when you go there, you can also check BricksTwinCities.com and just click on publications. We're still building out that Twin Cities Real Estate Show site, but it's looking slick. Nice. It's going to be real nice. All the mastermind, the markets are going to be there. Along, again, with these books. So the Smart Home Buyer book, this is really put together from the classes Chad and I teach monthly as to help a buyer, whether it's your first-time purchase, second-time purchase, fifth purchase, investor. There's pieces in here everybody picks up something on.
It's a phenomenal piece. I mean, I share it with every single one of my clients. You know, we have the Smart Home Buyer. There's a Smart Home Seller, too.
Yep.
You know, both pieces are wildly informative.
Yeah, yes. And honestly, I think a seller can learn a lot by reading the Smart Buyer book and vice versa. I mean, you want to know how people are approaching the market in a smart way. Definitely. As you see different clauses that come up and different things in your transaction.
I always say a good listing agent has to first be a good buyer's agent.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, you need to know what. I always get, are you a buyer's agent or a listing agent? I'm like, I kind of do both.
So I like how you mentioned even if you're buying your fifth home, because things are always changing in our market.
Absolutely.
In our industry, it's always evolving.
Definitely.
I had a great conversation with a listener, and we were talking about listing price strategy. And I look at listing price, and it's either a strategy or it's a mistake, right? And you should always look at what the market's doing when picking that strategy. Yep. And what I'm doing today may not be what I'm doing in 6 months. All right, so the Smart Home Buyer book, right out of the gate, you want to start this process. Obviously, people are excited to go buy a home.
Right.
So much so, they like to rush it.
Yes.
Yeah.
and you don't want to be in a rush.
No, it's one of the biggest mistakes people can make.
Yeah. Well, it sets people up to have one of the top 5 mistakes.
Totally.
By being in that rush.
Right.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. Get your ducks in a row first. It's so important.
Well, and we did this study years ago of the kind of like top 5 regrets or mistakes that we see people make. And so it's like not using the right home searching and researching tools, maybe not getting all the data that they should be getting to figure out if it's the right home for them. We'll talk more about that in a couple minutes. Not doing the home buyer priority checklist, not knowing what style of home works for them, which is so important. And a lot of people don't know that until they start really getting into houses. Yep. Not having the right financing in place, I mean, that can be a huge one. And then, especially in a market like we're in right now, not overpaying for a house.
Very huge.
Tough to do right now.
Yeah. So, if you are in a rental situation and your lease is coming up in the next 30 to 60 days, you don't have enough time.
Right.
You need to sign that extension, that month-to-month lease. Yes, it's a little more expensive, but it's going to give you the time you need to find.
Well, and ultimately, it's probably going to save you money having to rush in, buy something that might not be right for you as well.
Right.
Oh, gosh, the what ifs.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have done this differently.
Yep.
Well, and something that's interesting is Zillow came out a couple years ago with a study, and it was the top 5 buyer regrets, and it lined up exactly with our study. So, I mean, these are real things. You don't want to do this when you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? This is one of the biggest financial decisions that most people ever make, and so you want to do it smart. And by taking the time, that gives them the right amount of time to go shopping for a mortgage.
Yeah, very important part of the process. 2 things I hear a lot from clients, and it's okay because these are important things. But what is the best loan program and what is your lowest interest rate? And believe it or not, there's a formula that goes behind that. One thing I always ask is what type of loan are you looking for as far as the term? Are you looking for a 30-year term? Great loan program, but if you can look at maybe a 20-year term and afford that payment, we're going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Not only
and
that,
that's no lie.
That
hundreds
is no lie.
of thousands of dollars.
I recently refinanced our personal home. We did the math. It's literally, we moved from a 30-year down to a 20-year. Over the course of the loan, it's saving us $100,000.
Congratulations. That's smart.
Yep.
Yeah. And not only that, we want to talk to you about your down payment. How much money are you putting down? 3%, 5%, 10%, 15, 20. From there, if you're not putting 20% down, that's okay. What type of mortgage insurance are we looking at? And then from there,
and
what
how
are the
it's being
closing
paid
costs?
For, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
have your monthly mortgage insurance versus your single premium mortgage insurance. These are all conversations you want to be having with your lender. Yeah. So with all of that, that's the formula to get to the lowest interest rate or the best interest rate for that loan program. If you're out shopping for a condo, Kirk, Joe, you guys know, FHA financing is probably not the best loan for you. Right? But if you're not having these conversations up front with your real estate agent and your loan officer because you're in a rush, you may not have the right loan program for the property that you're purchasing.
Right.
You're
look at a house, you fall in love, and you find out you can't even write an offer on it because it's not FHA approved.
Yeah.
It happens more often than I like to hear, and that's just because we have these things called clickbait advertising, right?
Yep.
Get approved in a matter of minutes on your smartphone.
But then don't close.
And then, because that's exactly right. You don't close on time.
Yeah.
You're not doing your homework. The lender that probably you're working with on the other side is just trying to reel you in to get your business. So,
well, and I want to, we brought this into our class, the most recent one we did about the clickbait, where I actually took some screenshots. And, it was like an interest rate of 1.75.
yeah.
Well, that was a 15-year with like
30%
down, 800 plus credits, for $500,000 purchase price.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So then you look at the 30-year, and to get this like 2.35% interest rate, and keep in mind this is a couple months ago, so back when the rates were around there.
Yeah.
They wanted $7,000 in discount points to hit that rate. At that time, I had secured my loan at 2.25%. I got $1,000 back.
Yeah.
So clickbait. It's just that.
It's clickbait.
They're really trying to suck you in.
Right.
But I want to recap on that. The formula. You cannot get to interest rate unless you do that formula.
Right.
Correct.
Now, if you have a loan officer that is spinning interest rates at you, guess what? They did the formula without consulting with you.
Right.
Yeah. Are they acting in your best interest?
Right.
And you see rates all over the place. A lot of times it's average. You
Right.
know, I mean, like I do a weekly update. Both of us do one, and we're taking the average of what's out there. You know, and that's the average person, basically.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. And so every loan is very specific to you. All right. So home buyer priority checklist. This is
so important.
Oh my God. You want to save time? You want to actually rush the process along without rushing it?
Yeah.
Do this. I will say, though, I have clients that will push hard not to do this. And the reason is because it's making them honest with themselves or making them honest with their significant other. And they don't want to be.
One of the best things that I do as far as that checklist goes is I will ask one of the partners what they think their partner's checklist is, and then vice versa.
Great
so
idea.
they get to say what the other person's is, and that really opens some eyes up about what is really important.
Oh, I like that.
Home.
See, I usually send them off on their own.
Oh, yeah. Get them to do it with you. It's a fun conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and
Only a few fights.
And I'll also do the
Divorce mediator.
I also like to do the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me, find the perfect home, right? So you find the perfect price, the perfect location, the perfect condition, the perfect size, but you're on a busy road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you walking away from it?
Right.
Right. So then you're pushing them on. Oh yeah, I guess neighborhood is more important than we thought about.
They're real scenarios that are going to take place out in the market. So
well, we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All the beeps, Carly. No, recording can keep going. Yep, the video.
We should figure out a way
The
to
video.
not have those beeps, though.
Yes. No, video recording, keep going with that. All right. Then you reset your clocks. And you should be on the transition screen. Or the logo screen, I mean. All right. And then you've paused the recording. Okay, so you're going to start your clocks, and then you're going to hit record, a couple seconds before. Like I hit the record at 10:34. Okay, that's what I tried to do last time. Yep. And then cue us back in. Okay. And video's still going? All right, let's go.
Cool.
You're tuned in to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show on AM 950 and soon to be on the CW23, most likely Friday mornings. We'll keep people up to date on that. Today, we're talking about the Smart Home Buyer book. This is a free publication that people can get by going to our website, soon to be TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. But temporarily, if that's not up and running, you can check it out at BricksTwinCities.com under publications. As always, you can give us a call, 651-303-0019 with any of your real estate questions, and we're happy to help with any of your real estate needs as well. All right, so we talked about not being in a rush. We talked a little bit about mortgage shopping, doing that priority checklist, and how important that is. So that's really rating price, size, condition, location, neighborhood, rating them 1 through 5. You can only use each number once. I see people try to, well, no, they're all number ones. No, each number one at once. And then you really, as you're shopping, don't want to come off your top two unless you have a fundamental discussion about changing something. Yep. Because this is where you can fall into looking at the wrong homes while the right homes are selling, right? And you're never going to, I was in a buyer meeting the other day, and she called it the butt house, right? So, well, you know, it's the right condition, it's the right size, but it's the location, it's the butt house. I kind of like that. So,
keeps people focused.
Yes. Yeah. So today in studio, Chad Preby, Bell Bank Mortgage. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And then Joe Schwartzbauer, Gray Duck Team, Bricks Real Estate. Talking about, that smart home buyer book. All right, so priority checklist. That's super important that you do that. You take the time. I like to call it the fight starter. Yep. I might try your method there next time.
It's really good.
Good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But we do this because it gets rid of 25 showings of fighting, right?
Yeah.
Just be honest with each other. Be honest with yourself. Right out of the gate.
I mean, it's important if you, especially if you are on a timeline, if you do need to make a move happen, looking at the right house is so important.
Yeah.
It's often I hear, I have a client that's looking in Otsego, and then the next day they're down in Lakeville to be over in Lake Elmo, and they've gotten so many different properties that they're looking at online using the wrong tools, right? And they're so confused that they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, right. You need to narrow it down. It's so important.
Yeah. The worst things you can say are, it's not a deal killer. No, it probably is a deal killer. We want to know about it. Yeah. And I'm pretty open. No, be a unicorn. Try to find the unicorns. Right. Yeah. That's what we want to know.
Can always
what is your dream? What is your dream house? Let's work from that.
Yep.
It's the person who's most open that has the hardest time finding a house.
Very true.
So you really want to be honest with yourself. Okay. Talking about priority checklist, one of the pieces in there is finding the right floor plan. Now, when my clients typically do the priority checklist, size/layout tends to be lower on the list. Mm-hmm. However, when they get closer to picking the right house, it is number one or number two, typically, right? And so just like you're going to go to a car lot typically with a couple or one type of vehicle in mind that you're looking for, you're going to probably start to do the same thing with houses, whether you like it or not. It's just naturally going to happen. And to learn and know that it's going to happen is important. Because you're not going to walk onto that car lot blindfolded and going, I'm going to test drive this or I'm going to test drive that. No, you know the utility of the vehicle you're buying, what you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah. And the features of that year of vehicle are the same in the features of that year of home.
Boy, there's
big sections of homes that were built in, the late 90s, early 2000s. You walk in and there's a staircase in front of you. It's just a lot of what those homes had at that point.
Right. So just like one brand of car to the next brand of car, next brand of car has those same features. Yes, one split level to the next split level to the next split level. It's the same kind of features. Yes. You're not going to find that story and a half typically with, a master bedroom up plus two other bedrooms. Right? Yeah. It just doesn't exist. You're not going to find 4 bedrooms on the same level in a split level, 2-level split. Yeah. Right? You have to know the limitations of those styles because, a lot of families, they want 3 bedrooms on one level. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, how about we look at homes that just have that?
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Let's eliminate those other ones and don't even let them cloud it all up, basically.
Right. How mad would your wife be if you went to go buy, a utility van or something and all you're doing is test driving Corvettes?
Yeah, she'd probably be pretty upset.
Right? So you want to know the vehicle or you want to know the house that you need and you want to make sure you're test driving that.
Right.
So the floor plan is a lot more important than a lot of people think. Yeah. Okay. So researching tools, researching the market, researching neighborhoods. This is important too.
It is.
Right. Let's narrow down what are the attributes you're trying to get. Mm-hmm. Right. And there are really good tools out there for this, right? mncompass.org, great neighborhood data, right? Communitycrimemaps.com, great crime data. Minneapolis Association of Realtors, great market data.
Yes. The flight
Our Market Monday, yours or ours or whatever that we put out, great up to the minute speed of market data.
Flight paths. Want to know if you're in the middle of a flight path? That's good to know.
Great
There's a lot
point.
of noise ones out there.
Do you know
as well. They're really interesting.
I need to look again, but I think they changed the flight path one.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that you can pull. It's not everyday paths that you can see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I'm glad I got a couple screenshots.
Yeah.
What about Google Maps? You guys ever use that? Or
Well, the satellite view?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Google Street View.
Yeah.
Wow, you want to save a lot of gas?
Oh, man.
Right.
Check out that street view. Check out the satellite. Make sure that there isn't train tracks behind the house.
Right.
Most listing agents aren't going to be like,
Hey,
hey,
check out these
train that
tracks.
runs behind. You know?
Right.
That's not something that's going to be obvious when you're looking
Hop
at
the
listing.
boxcar out to
Right.
Sioux
Right.
City. Yeah. Right out your back door.
Good point.
So, making sure that you're doing this, checking. I mean, a showing is going to, the time, okay, get in the car. If you have kids, load kids or whatever. If you have pets, get your pets all set up or whatever to have them put away, or if you're taking them with them, whatever you're doing, right? That's all takes time.
Yep.
So the time to get in the car, get out on a showing, and get back, you're probably looking at least an hour and a half in a lot of cases.
And with a lot of agents not allowing overlapping showings, and a lot of sellers not allowing that, the limitations for when you can see the property are pretty difficult as well sometimes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Coordinating all of that, if you're looking at the wrong home,
Yeah.
We're losing out.
We're coming down the last couple minutes. Carly, you want to throw up the graphic again? Smart Home Buyer book. Get a
So
free
amazing.
book. BricksTwinCities.com. We got the Smart Seller book there. You can pull that back down if you. All right, cool. That you can download this. We just touched the tip of the iceberg on what's in here. Great things. Let's real quickly. We're probably not going to get to the home inspection piece. That is a great piece, but how about finding the best deals, even in a market like this?
They are out there. They are a little bit more difficult to find, without a doubt. I just looked this morning in the 7-county metro. There was, I believe, 330 properties that had a price change in the last week, and 91 that have come back on the market. If you're looking for a deal, those 400 properties are the deal. They're not likely not going to have multiple offers on them. They've been on the market. Whatever has happened, that's where you should be.
And that's a great point.
Yeah.
Whatever has happened, right? I always get the question, what's wrong with it? Well, the answer is it's priced too high.
Price too high.
It's always what if there's been water in the basement? Well, then it's priced too high for having water in the basement, right? Different people's conditional tolerances, especially, I'm finding a lot more people that want to fix up a home, right? So look for those price reductions. Look for the one that overshot, and now you're in control of that offer.
Right.
Bad photos, blurry photos, cluttered photos, lack of photos, iPhone vertical photos. Yeah. All of that are giveaways, vacant properties. Yeah. Right,
gotta stage them.
The one that looks like grandma's house, right? That the flowery wallpaper, that same table and chairs that's in every dining room, right? That's what you want to look for, and these can really be deals. I've talked about it on a show a few weeks ago. Clients that I took out and got $20,000 off a list price, and then another $7,000 in inspection negotiation. Amazing. Right, so there are really good deals that can be found out there, even in a market that's moving as fast as this one.
Yes, 100%.
Corporate relocations.
Yeah, corporate relocations. Yeah,
they're willing to give a deal.
But you have to be prepared on those.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, again, the Smart Home Buyer book under publications. It's free. BricksTwinCities.com. As always, any questions that you have, please reach out. 651-303-0019. We'll see everybody again next week.
Thanks for having us, Kirk.
Have a good week. Yep. Thank you, Kirk.